The title says it all. Hook fucking sucks. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. It is your late out-of-date AEW Rampage review. Normally, I watch and talk about this shit on a Saturday, but here we are, Sunday morning Sunday stroke. I almost took a stroke watching this show. Sunday morning / Sunday afternoon, and but it certainly was worth the wait, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It was pretty much like every other AEW Rampage. It wasn't very good. Yeah, that is the problem with these shows. It isn't very good. Now, from Monday to Saturday, I think I must have been going off. I must have had about 20 hours sleep combined. So yeah, that is why I didn't review it last night. As soon as I finished work on Saturday evening, I passed out. Yeah, I didn't wake up till like Sunday fucking morning. So yeah, that's why you're getting a late AEW revival. Not revival, fuck me, Rampage. Aye, Rampage. Don't worry, the revival suck too, man. They all suck. But yeah, here we go. So, I mean, we kick off, and I'm not going to be biased, right? I know I normally rant on these shows, but there was a couple of things I liked on this show, and I'll be honest about that. So we kick off with the AEW tag team titles. They're going to be in a trios. It's a trios match. It's a triple threat tag team match, and they've got the jobbers in the ring. You've got the two guys, Butcher and the Blade. That's their name, Butcher and the Blade. There was no bunny though. Where's the bunny? That's the best bit about them. That's the only good bit about them, having the hot bunny with them. But she wasn't the other night, so disappointing. And then we had Private Party, who did not have Matt Hardy with them, even though he was watching on a monitor. Not sure what that's all about. Then the Acclaim come out to champions. Max Caster with his wee John Cena gimmick cuts a rap, and that's not a knock at him, but as far as I'm aware, John Cena was the first guy to do this whole like rapping thing to the ring and mock his opponents in that way. I get people have mocked their opponents in mock cities and mock towns long before John Cena came around, but I think he was the first person to implement that into rap with his like rap style, gimmick, like Eminem on steroids style gimmick. So, I mean, it is what it is. For a lot of people say Max Caster's better than Cena at rapping. I personally disagree, but I like Max Caster. He comes out, he says everyone loves the new champions, even Adam Levine was in our DMs, and I thought that was a pretty good line. He says, the Private Party, everyone knows Private Party sucks, they need to hop off Matt Hardy's nuts, and there was some good lines in here. Then he went on to speak about the member from Butcher and the Blade, that his band broke up, and that he mentioned some like NFL / American coach who's doing shit with his team. I didn't really get the reference a lot of times. I mean, I watch American football, I watch the NFL, but I don't watch basketball, I don't watch baseball, and a lot of times they'll like reference, people from these sports, and you're just kind of sitting there going, what? Because you don't have a clue what's happening. So, yeah, that is a little bit weird. So sometimes they do that, like when you're in the UK, they'll reference like maybe UK people, and then the Americans don't get it. I think that happened recently on NXT where they were mentioning like darts players, Phil Taylor and Jockey Wilson, and I'm sitting there watching, and I know who Phil Taylor is, and I know who Jockey Wilson is, and I get it, I'm like, yeah, I know those two, but the Americans are probably watching and going, who the fuck is Phil Taylor? So yeah, it is weird. It just depends on, I guess, which. And then could you imagine if you're watching somewhere you're watching this in India? Someone's not going to get baseball references, someone's not going to get darts references in the UK, it's just not going to happen. So it depends on where you're from. But yeah, like I said, I like the rap. Rap was good. Get in the ring. Acclaimed win. Hit the elbow drop. Boom. Mic check. Almost broke my laptop there. Then the mic check on the fucking laptop. That's why I'm not a professional wrestler. And yeah, the Acclaimed win. Scissor me daddy. Big Daddy Ass gets in the ring. Does the scissoring. I don't know. That whole scissor me daddy thing comes across as gay. Especially when it's a gay man asking to be scissored. But, I mean, it is what it is. We all know Billy's history, Billy and Chuck. I'm sure he's into that, so who knows? Maybe Max Caster needs to break away for these two. Is it safe for Max Caster to be around these two backstage? I don't know. Talking about a triple threat match, I wonder if these guys are having their own sort of triple threat when they get to the back. Who knows? I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I don't want to see it. Speaking of things I don't want to see, we got the Firm promo. But the Guns are there, and you know what? You can tell these are Billy Gunn's sons just for the pure fact alone. They have a little bit of charisma, therefore they're related to Billy Gunn, and they're not related to some like boring vacuum like Lance Storm, sorry. I had to think of somebody on the spot. Sorry, Lance. Didn't want to bury you there, but had to go there. You're the only guy I could think. Probably because I remember recently just watched like an old episode of SmackDown and Lance Storm was on, so but I could have named anyone from the current era as well, so it's no apologies, Lance. I've done you dirty there. But anyway, the Guns say that they're asked why they were bashing the Revival. The Guns refer to the Revival as Mullet and Mustache Man, which is, I guess, a better way to refer to them because they don't really deserve to have their names mentioned. Then they say they get TV time and the Revival don't, so that's why they're getting to speak about the Revival. They make fun of all the belts that they've got. Like, they just, like, name them all and stuff like that. So, they've got like the AEW, no, not the AEW, they've got the TNA tag team titles, the Triple A tag team titles, and the Ring of Honor tag team titles. No, not the TNA. Got the Ring of Honor, the Triple A, and some sort of New Japan titles or some shit. And the Guns purposely botch the name. Unlike me, I just can't remember the name of these titles. But they purposely, like, you know, make fun of the names of the titles while Stokely is there and he says, he corrects them what the name of the titles are. Then the Guns say, look, doesn't matter what titles they don't have the titles that we are interested in, and that is the AEW titles. I like this because it was kind of like them burying all these belts. Yeah, the Revival might have 3 sets of tag team titles, but none of them are worth a shit. I've been saying that for weeks, and now the Guns are saying it, so I feel like I was right. You know, the Guns have proved me right. Top Guns. It was a decent wee segment there. I enjoyed that. Then we get a Jade Cargill promo. Again, last week, apparently, the baddest bitch ever agreed and called Jade Cargill the new baddest bitch. I mean, who cares? Vicky Guerrero comes out. Excuse me. Doesn't use that line anymore. I was kind of hoping for it. Cheap pop, but nah, we don't get that. We get Vicky Guerrero coming out, and she brings her client, Nyla Rose, the Man Beast. I mean, I remember when JR called her the Man Beast. That was fucking great. I know he didn't mean it or maybe he did mean it. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I don't know if JR even realises half the things he's saying these days, but I thought calling her the Man Beast was fantastic. Anyway, Rose asks Jade Cargill if she's scared that she won't just become another number on her little record. I know Jade Cargill likes to say she's this and oh, that and oh. I mean, she's trying to break up an Undertaker streak apart, but the only thing is, like, she ain't the Undertaker and this ain't WrestleMania. Like, beating bums on Dark, who cares if that goes on your record or not? So I think she's currently at 37-0. Jade Cargill is, I'm pretty sure she's 37-0. She's never lost. She's still the champ. Says she needs a challenge. Nyla Rose says she's scared that Nyla Rose won't just become 38-0 because she's going to beat her, obviously, for the title. Jade Cargill accepts, says that I'll face you for the Women's Championship, the TBS Women's Championship, no problem. But she says it has to be on her terms. And then Vicky throws like a blanket or something onto one of the baddies and tells her, put some clothes on. I didn't understand this. I mean, she was dressed. I mean, I guess she was dressed. I wouldn't even say she was dressed revealing. I don't understand it. Is there something going on here? Is Vicky Guerrero doing some sort of like right to censors gimmick? Because she was wearing like a dress that, like, it was like a bodysuit kind of dress that people would wear on a night out. It's not like she was wearing anything overly revealing. I mean, I wish she was wearing something more revealing, but unfortunately she wasn't. Then Vicky just like throws something on her and says, yo, put some clothes on. So I don't get it. I mean, I don't understand this. Is this some sort of gimmick? Is this something Vicky Guerrero's been doing that I haven't noticed before? It just seems very out the blue that we're leaving and Vicky just launches like a blanket at this chick and says put some clothes. I did not understand this whatsoever. I wasn't a fan of this promo, not a fan of Jade Cargill, not a fan of the Man Beast Tyler Rose, not really a fan of Vicky Guerrero, not really a fan of anybody, and especially disliked it even more when Vicky's telling, the best looking person there to put some clothes on. That's that made me like this segment even less. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Up next, we have Lee Moriarty versus Figo del Solo. Leo Moriarty comes out with a mask on. You can put a mask on, mate. You're not Rey Mysterio. Unfortunately, you're still a bum. Nobody cares. Squash match, really. Moriarty wins. And then Morrissey comes in, hits a choke slam. Moriarty is speaking to the camera, and then the camera cuts away backstage. So it kind of sums up how important Lee Moriarty is. And watching this, I mean, I miss Big Cass, I miss Enzo Amore. Like, why not bring them back? These two were great in WWE. Should have been tag team champs for a very, very long time. Obviously, Enzo got screwed over the whole Me Too, I'm a lying fucking bitch. That chick, I'm not even going to mention her name. I don't even remember her name, but if I knew it, I wouldn't mention it. So yeah, she lied about Enzo. Obviously, he got sacked. Blah 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 blah. Then he made a bunch of shitty rap songs about it, which were, I mean, they were all right. I listened to them. They were not bad. Certainly wouldn't buy them. Like, I mean, if Enzo needs the money, I'll donate my tenner on PayPal. But I'm not going to buy his shitty music. But yeah, no, I miss these two. So bring back Enzo. Bring back Big Cass. Bring them back to the WWE where they can actually do something good, do something relevant. I don't know what Big Morrissey's doing at the moment, just hitting choke slams on bums, and haven't even heard of where is Enzo? Is Enzo even alive? We don't know. Maybe we need another rap song to confirm that Enzo is still breathing, or maybe not. Dark promo next. Apparently it's going to be number 10 next week versus Andrade. If Andrade wins, he gets number 10's mask, and I'm assuming number 10 comes and works for Andrade. But if number 10 wins, this guy's, he's not even got a name, he's just got a number. I mean, sound like an idiot talking about number 10s and number 15s and all this shit, but that's what they go by, numbers. And if number 10 wins, then Andrade has to leave AEW. So it's obvious what's happening here, man. Obviously Andrade's winning. Or maybe he is leaving. He sucked in AEW, so he may as well leave. It's not going to be a big loss. The Firm then talking to Andrade about Hardy and the private party again. Just boring shit that nobody cared about. We then got Willow Nightingale versus Jamie Hayter. Hayter wins with help from Britt Baker. Then she hits like this big German suplex off the top rope. Then hits a lariat clothesline. Gets the pin. Then like flexes her muscles and you know, she's all proud of herself and goes, "This is it here. This is it. This arm will make me a champion," and all this stuff. Gets a big pop for the crowd. Seems popular. Probably the most popular woman that AEW have. So why not put the belt on her? I think she should win the title, but I guess she won't because she's just a lackey to Britt Baker. But I don't know, she does seem popular. I don't really understand why. Maybe it's the English accent. Don't know. Don't really care. Not a fan of her, but people seem to like her, so who cares? Just put the belt on. It's not like the belt's worth anything anyway, is it? So you may as well stick it on her. Why not? Then we get Dolph Ziggler's brother cutting a promo. Don't know his name. I think it's Nick, but if it is, then fair enough. Give me a prize. If it's not, then hate me if you want, but most people don't know his name, so it doesn't really matter. He's bad-mouthing ECW, calls it extremely crappy wrestling. Very original there. No one's ever called it that before, mate. They were calling it that fucking 20 years. I mean, literally, Jerry the King Lawler was calling it that 25 years ago on fucking Raw, mate. You coming out and calling it extremely crappy isn't like innovating. It isn't edgy. You know, you're just being a fucking rip-off. So who cares? Then Hook comes out. This guy has to be... He comes out, throws him a bit, a little bit, then and locks in the Taz mission, right? Hook has to be the most overrated bastard in wrestling at the moment. This guy doesn't look tough, doesn't look legit. Small dude, skinny dude, doesn't look like a killer like his dad. I know Taz was small, I know Taz was a bit of a midget, but when Taz comes out and, you know, he comes out and the lighting goes off, and you've got like the orange lights flashing, and you've got his theme song kind of sounds like a heartbeat, and then it's got like this intimidating music, and you've got the smoke, then you've got the guy, Taz comes out with the towel fucking wrapped around his head and the singlet, and he just looked like a fucking badass, man. If you're walking down an alleyway and you seen Taz coming up, even though he's about 3'2", and he probably comes up to your, like, you know, waist at best. Have you seen this guy walking down an alley at night and his theme song hit? You would just do a 180 and walk the other way, man. You see Hook come up an alley and you'd probably walk over and try and mug him. You'd try and take his money. Not that he's got any money because he's a bum that wrestles for AEW, but you get my point, man. Taz looked like a legit killer. This guy... He looks like a faggot, man, he does. I'm not going to mix my words here. I don't know if you're allowed to say that, but he looks like a fanny. He looks like he belongs in One Direction or something. He certainly doesn't look like he belongs in a wrestling ring. I don't like the guy. I don't know why other people like the guy. I get he's Taz's son, and some people might want to like him for that. I understand Taz ain't going to bury him. Taz ain't going to go on commentary and say, you know what, this guy sucks, can you lace my boots? Taz is going to go on and praise him. Because that's his son, he's his dad, it is what it is, I get that, but most people that don't want to see little boy bands in wrestling, people that want to see, you know, actual stars and not people that are like posing and pretending they're on posters and shit like that, most people would think Hook sucks, right? I'd be surprised if I mean, yeah, maybe the current wrestling fan generation like Hook, but you take people that have stopped watching, you take people that were into the Attitude Era, the people that like were bloodthirsty and wanted the likes of Austin on top and guys like that, The Rock. I mean, I don't think they look at Hook and go, oh, I like Hook. I think they look at Hook and go, who the fuck is this jobber? Who's this bum? That's certainly what I think when I look at Hook. Let's move on though. I'm not gonna waste any more time talking about Hook. I don't like him. I think he sucks. And in the main event, we get Silver versus Rush. This guy comes out and everybody rushes for the entrance door because he sucks. I think that's what I'm going to call him from now on. They're doing the wee sit-down talk thing with Mark Henry before the match. It's time for your main event. I mean, who cares, right? This Rush guy says he didn't come here to talk, so let's fight. Mate, you didn't come here to talk because you can't talk, right? There's no point you having a fucking tongue. You may as well just, I don't know, cut it out, man, and eat it for breakfast, pretend it's a slice of bacon, because you absolutely suck at talking. And same goes for John Silver. You talk about midgets. I said Tascum is about 3 foot 2. This guy could be even smaller. He looks like a dwarf. He looks like a dwarf with Down syndrome or something. I can't take this guy seriously, and he's supposed to be main eventing shows on AEW, man. Who cares about this fucking shit match? Rush wins. No surprise there whatsoever. I mean, probably got a better chance of predicting Rush wins, and you got a better chance of predicting the lottery numbers than a Rush win. I don't know. Maybe I botched it. I botched it. Fuck, I've done an AEW. I've botched my lines. I don't know what I was going for there, but I don't know. Let's just move on. Fucking big botch. Botchamania, they're running wild. But let's just say Rush wins. That's fine. The rest of Rush's teammates get in the ring. Andrade, the other dude with the suit, start beating down Silver. I don't. Why does Silver not have a number and the other people do? I don't get it. Silver doesn't have it seems to be if you wear a mask in the Dark Order, you get a number. But if you don't wear a mask, then you don't have a number. I'm not too sure if that's what it is or not. But regardless, John Silver's getting beat down. Then the rest of the bums come into the ring. You've got number 10. You've got number 5, I think it was. Number 5 is a fat bastard, by the way. I don't know. The other dude with the mask. What I got this guy's got on him, man. Holy shit. I mean, you could probably fit the entire Dark Order inside this guy's belly. He is fucking massive. So he comes out, got a bunch of bums in the ring, then more bums run out. It's Butcher on the Blade, just a bunch of fucking bums everywhere. Bum City, Bum Mania. It was like a 30-man Royal Rumble, but there was one condition: to enter you had to be a bum. So they all enter in, and then the music hits. The cowboy guy comes out, forget his name, Adam Page, cowboy shit. He comes out, clears the ring. You get people start throwing themselves over the top rope. Andrade goes for a clothesline, misses it, flies to the outside, and then you get left in the ring. Rush doesn't want any piece of Page, so he makes an escape, and then Adam Page is just kind of like standing there on the ring apron looking awkward, so he does a clothesline, he does the buckshot lariat on the guy from Andrade's group that doesn't fight, just the talker dude, the guy with the suit on. I mean, who fucking cares? And this ends it, and that is it for AEW Rampage, man. So yeah, I didn't enjoy it. Didn't do fuck all for me, man. This main event sucked. I liked the start. I mean, I liked the Acclaim. The Acclaim came out, cut a wee promo. I thought that was good. I mean, I thought the Top Guns were alright backstage, but overall, the entire show wasn't great. It was like the longer the show went on, the worse it got, which is, if anything, you want it to be the opposite. Obviously, you want to start the show good, but if it had to be one way or the other, you would rather start bad and finish good than start good and finish bad, you know. So I'll get a 1 out of 10. I'll get a 2 out of 10. All right, I'll be generous. Right, I like the opening, and I thought the Top Guns was all right. So there you go, 2 out of 10. Feeling generous on a Sunday afternoon here. Gets a 2 for me, and that is it. So 2 feet tall, just like Taz. There you go, guys. That's it. Till next time. Peace.